Welcome to the Nexus Chain channel, where we talk about technologies that are not only interesting, but also relevant to our future. If you're into topics like technology, innovation, and how these new things affect our lives, you're in the right place. Today, we're going to discuss something that often sparks curiosity, even controversy: Bitcoin. Is Bitcoin just a temporary trend, or is it a revolution that will change the world? Make sure to watch till the end, because here, we don't just give you facts, but also perspectives you may have never heard before. If you follow financial or technology news, you've probably heard the word Bitcoin. But have you ever really thought about what Bitcoin actually is? And why do so many people say Bitcoin can change the world? Today, we're going to dive deep into this. From the issues in our current financial system, what makes Bitcoin special, to its potential impact in the future. So, if you're curious about why Bitcoin is called the financial revolution, keep watching, because this discussion will change how you think about money. Section 1. The problem with the current financial system. First, we need to understand why Bitcoin emerged. The main issue we face today is a centralized financial system. Imagine this: all the money you keep in the bank isn't fully yours. The bank can limit how much you withdraw, block your account, or even lose your money due to a system error. And when we talk about the global scale, there's inflation that continues to erode the value of our money. For example, 10 years ago, you could buy a lot with $100, but today it's worth much less. Why? Because central banks keep printing more money, increasing the money supply in the market. And this problem isn't just in developed countries. In places like Venezuela or Zimbabwe, extreme inflation makes local currency almost worthless. People start losing trust in their own financial system. Section 2. What is Bitcoin? Then Bitcoin emerged as a solution. Bitcoin is the first decentralized digital currency, meaning no one controls it. Bitcoin was created in 2009 by someone or a group of people known as Satoshi Nakamoto. The vision was to create a new financial system, free from government or institutional interference. The technology behind Bitcoin is called blockchain. Simply put, blockchain is a global computer network that records every Bitcoin transaction transparently. Everyone can see the records, but no one can alter them. What makes Bitcoin different from regular money is its limited supply, only 21 million coins. So Bitcoin is like digital gold. Its value tends to increase over time because its supply is limited, while demand keeps growing. Section 3. Why can Bitcoin change the world? Okay, now let's talk about the most important part. Why is Bitcoin said to potentially change the world? 1. Decentralized finance. With Bitcoin, you no longer need to rely on banks. You can send money to anyone, anywhere, anytime, without needing permission from a third party. 2. Financial justice. Bitcoin opens access to the global financial system for everyone, even those without a bank account. In many developing countries, Bitcoin serves as a lifeline to avoid local currency devaluation. 3. Protection against inflation. Since Bitcoin has a limited supply, its value tends to be stable or even increase over the long term. This is very different from fiat money, which continuously loses value. Section 4. Real-life examples of Bitcoin's impact. Some real-world examples of Bitcoin adoption that we see today. El Salvador, the first country to make Bitcoin an official currency. They even created a national digital wallet for their citizens. Large companies, Tesla, MicroStrategy, and other big companies have started adding Bitcoin to their balance sheets. This is a huge step toward mainstream adoption. Individuals in struggling countries. In countries like Argentina or Turkey, people use Bitcoin to protect their wealth from inflation. Section 5. Bitcoin's challenges. However, Bitcoin's journey isn't without hurdles. There are some major challenges that need to be addressed. 1. Price volatility. Bitcoin's price can fluctuate drastically in a short period, making some people hesitant to use it as a payment tool. 2. Regulation. Many governments are still unsure how to regulate Bitcoin. Some countries even ban its use. 3. Technological barriers. While blockchain is very secure, Bitcoin transactions can be slow and expensive when the network is congested. However, technologies like the Lightning Network are starting to help with this issue. Section 6. The future of Bitcoin. So what will happen to Bitcoin in the future? There are several interesting scenarios. Bitcoin could become the new digital gold standard, where people store it as a value protection tool. Bitcoin could increasingly be accepted as a daily payment tool, especially with developments like the Lightning Network. And perhaps most exciting, Bitcoin could pave the way for a completely new financial system where everyone has full control over their own money. Bitcoin is not just a cryptocurrency. It's a revolution that could change how we transact and view money. Ready to learn more? Let's dive into the story. Bitcoin story changing the financial world. Imagine living in a country with a very fragile financial system. Like many people in Venezuela experience, there, the money they hold is almost worthless due to extremely high inflation. Every month, prices keep rising, while the value of their money continues to fall. Many people feel like they have no control over their finances because their local currency is practically useless. In the midst of this uncertainty, there's a man named Juan, a young entrepreneur with a small shop in Caracas. Juan knows that if he keeps relying on the local currency, his business will keep getting harder. One day, a friend introduces him to Bitcoin. Initially, Juan is skeptical and doesn't understand how a digital currency can solve such a big problem. But after learning more, he realizes Bitcoin could be his lifeline. With Bitcoin, Juan can protect his money from inflation. Bitcoin has a limited supply of only 21 million coins, which makes it different from fiat currencies that can be printed endlessly by governments. Bitcoin is also not tied to any country, meaning he can send or receive money anytime, without restrictions or high fees. For Juan, Bitcoin isn't just an investment tool, it's a survival tool. With Bitcoin, he can accept payments from international customers, much easier than using traditional payment systems. He even starts using Bitcoin to buy goods and materials for his business. Now Juan feels more secure because the money he holds won't lose value due to inflation, and he has more freedom to transact globally. Juan's story is a real example of how Bitcoin helps people in countries with fragile economies. It gives them a chance to avoid inflation risks, access the global financial system, and achieve financial freedom. Bitcoin investor story, Michael. Now let's look at the story of Michael, an investor who's been involved in technology for a long time. Back in 2010, Bitcoin was only a year old, and its price was very low, around $0.08 per Bitcoin. Many people still saw Bitcoin as strange and worthless, and many doubted its future potential. But Michael, who was very interested in innovation, decided to invest. He bought 10,000 Bitcoin for about $800. At that time, Bitcoin wasn't well known, and only a few people believed in it. But Michael believed Bitcoin could be something big. Year after year, the price of Bitcoin kept rising, and by 2017, it soared to nearly $20,000. Michael saw his investment grow exponentially, becoming one of the luckiest individuals. But more than just financial gains, Michael believed Bitcoin had the potential to change how we think about money. Bitcoin is a decentralized financial system where no government or bank can control it. Michael's story shows that Bitcoin is not just about potential profits, but also about a vision for a more open, secure, and fair financial future for everyone. In conclusion, Bitcoin is not just about digital money or investment. Bitcoin is a movement, an idea, and a step toward a more financially just world. As we saw from various stories earlier, Bitcoin is not just a technological innovation. It's a financial revolution that could change how we transact and manage wealth. While there are still many challenges, Bitcoin opens up huge opportunities for those willing to see the future of a more open and decentralized financial system. If you found this video useful or interesting, don't hesitate to hit the subscribe button. That way, you won't miss out on the latest discussions about technology, finance, and the future. Also, don't forget to like and share this video so more people can learn about important topics like this. See you in the next video.